As soon as you see the name Sean Wotherspoon on something, especially sneakers, you know you're in for an absolute treat. Those Air Max 1s were a classic shoe, but a little bit before my YouTube time. I didn't catch that shoe and catch the wave of that with this channel, but I did catch the ASICS tie-up with the Atmos brand and Sean Wotherspoon, and I'll be able to show you both of those guys behind me here. And then today we're over at Adidas now, a third brand for Sean Wotherspoon to be doing a collaboration with. And this one today is absolutely fire. It's very unique, a lot going on in the shoe. But to be honest, they're kind of keeping stuff back from us. They're not telling us the full story. They've told us the full story of the right shoe, but they haven't told us the full story of the left shoe. And you have to do a little bit of digging to find out what I'm talking about. And I'm going to be showing you guys that today and digging into that for you guys and showing you those elements as much as I can of the left shoe as well as the right shoe, which is well publicized and out there for the world to see. And also we'll get into the drop date because these days, you know, you'll know as much as me out there that drop dates are all over the shop. What was planned for this date didn't happen a week later here, a week early there, that kind of stuff. But these guys, the window that I've seen out there, I've seen it go as close to now as March the 12th and as far away as April the 16th. That's more than a month between the two ends of that spectrum, which is insane. People need to know when a drop date is, and it needs to get out there. So maybe it's different continents, maybe it's different stores, maybe it's a limited run with a full size or full general release later on. I don't know, but if you guys know, definitely let us know in the comments down below. An official drop date would be a dream to know about that, and also the reason for all these other drop dates as well would be great to know too. But we'll park all of that and we'll just get into the video and do what I do every single day, even on the weekends, 7 days a week, bring you content about sneakers. And what I do is I go through a shoe, take it apart piece by piece, tell you all the hits on it, and then you guys can make a decision whether or not it's a shoe you want to grab for yourselves. So with that being said, let's get into this and take a look at the well-named Adidas ZX8000 Super Earth Sean Wotherspoon. This is the Tokyo Butter 23 Sneaker Channel. Tokyo Butter 23 Sneaker Channel days. My name is Upson all day. My name is Media Design. Every single day from Tokyo, Japan, I bring you content about upcoming sneaker releases, sneaker news, and sneaker reviews. And today in the spotlight is an Adidas ZX8000 collaboration from Sean Wotherspoon called the I've gone and forgot what it's called. It's called the Super Earth. Oh, that was well close. And I leave that kind of little edgy stuff in when I'm not quite on point. I don't try to edit that out or reshoot it or stuff like that. I just don't have the time to do that when I'm doing these daily videos for a start. But also, I kind of think it's more authentic that way. You don't really want to see a polished sort of like, you know, a TV studio style video from somebody on YouTube, and that's what you get from my good self. So these, the Super Earths that are coming down the line, like I said, it could be as soon as March the 12th or as late as April the 16th or even later for all I know, or even sooner, I don't know. And that's what I want you guys to tell me down in the comments down below. But what I will tell you is about Super Earth and the whole deal with the Super Earth idea, and it's something that's close to Sean Wotherspoon's heart, is no animal products used to create a shoe. So that's the thing that they're going for. Now, there are a lot of ecological things going on in shoes these days, but most of them are to do with recycling. If you think of Nike's Move to Zero initiative or Adidas tie-up with Parlay for the oceans and things like that. So there's a lot of recycling, a lot of ecological stuff going on, but not so much talk about non-animal products. Now, I don't know what specific animal products go into the depths of a shoe, but I know what goes on the outside edge when we're talking suede, we're talking nubuck, we're talking leather, and those kind of animal products. So avoiding that, going with fabrics and going with textures and stuff like that instead, to give you that Super Earth that's close to Sean Wotherspoon's heart. So that's the story of Super Earth. That's the point of the name of the shoe, and that's a good place to start. As good a place as any. And what I'll do is I'll start with what you've probably already seen, which is a shot of the tongue in that tartan kind of colorway up there with the Super Earth really bold at the top of the tongue. Usually that's where you'd see some Adidas branding, and that's great. You know, nice looking. I call it tartan, being Scottish and all, but you know, I know Americans call it plaid, but that's what's going on at the top of the tongue. We'll come back to that pattern later in another part of the shoe, but we're focused in on that Super Earth. And the reason I'm stressing this point is because this is the first place I get to show you the left shoe, because what you're looking at is the right shoe in that tartan design, but then here, doing is the left shoe, and it's totally different. A very yellow single color tongue instead of having that multicolor tartan on the right foot. Here we are on the left foot with that very yellow tongue, and it's a big departure from the other one. Still has that Super Earth up there, but that's the kind of point that I want to bring to you guys today and show you the differences between the left and right shoes, because the official images are mostly of the right shoe only. So so I'm going to go through that bit by bit, and also pull out the most interesting points on the shoes for that. Now, one place I don't really want to get into the comparison is the midfoot area, and I'll just pop up this picture here, and you can see a chunky red blast on the midfoot of the left shoe, which you don't see on the right shoe. And it's not really a place that I can get into with comparing the two, but I will compare the other parts of the shoe, and we'll have a look at that as we go through this right now. So back to that tartan, back to that plaid. We already talked about that on the right shoe at the top of the tongue, but then we can see it again repeated down on the toe box on the outside edge, wrapping around that, and it gives the whole front half of the shoe a very tartan feel. But within that toe box, the panel on there is in a kind of canvasy material in a deep kind of darker brown, which offsets that beautiful tartan very nicely. When you've got the tartan, which is multicolored and multi-layered, and then a single color beside it, the contrast works especially well. And then we come back from that, we get to the midfoot area on the lateral side, and there's an awful lot going on. It's actually quite difficult to sort of see through the trees to actually see what's going on because of all those unfinished threads that are kind of spiraling out of the shoe. But if you can kind of get that aside, you see through there to the standard three-stripe branding, which is important because the medial side is a whole different kettle of fish. And then around, coming up from the laces and all the way down to the back end of the shoe, you've got this red color that runs through there. And then you get to the back of the shoe. One of the most important features, as far as I'm concerned, on the shoe is this heel cup that gives you a bit of stability at the back end of the shoe. But the idea is it's very translucent and housed within that in a much more orderly fashion than those kind of unfinished midfoot threads that are hanging out there. But you've got more unfinished threads that are inside the translucent heel cup, so they don't have that kind of wild, unkempt finish that they have on the midfoot. It's a bit more organized back there. And then if we go all the way around to the back of the shoe and the heel again, where you'd normally see Adidas branding, we're seeing the SW for Sean Wotherspoon, and I think I'm right in saying there's a tri-color there with the SW in one color, and then below that you've got, I think it's Super Earth or some kind of branding in that kind of vein, and then below that the color of the branding panel itself. So which is, like I say, unique, that you haven't got the branding up at the top of the tongue with Adidas, and you haven't got the branding on the heel. But where you do have, and this is that medial side that I was hinting to earlier, where you do have Adidas branding is on the medial side, and I just love it. Usually I don't like over the top shoes. That's not my kind of thing. I'm much more calm and sort of solid and simple in my colorways and my textures of my shoes. But when it comes to the classic trefoil branding on Adidas, I'm a huge fan. I think it's a very big yes. And when I see it like this, because there isn't that branding up on the tongue or on the heel, then to kind of balance that out, they've gone over the top on the medial side and has this collage rainbow of colors for that trefoil branding, and I think it's a very, very neat element of the shoe. And then one of my favorite elements of the shoe, and this is a great place to finish up the video and to compare between the left and the right shoes. I am 44 years old, born in 1976, and that means round about my teen years, which is, when you first sort of start getting into fashion, start paying attention to things that you really want to get your hands on. The torsion bar was a massive thing, especially in yellow, and I'll be able to bring that up right here for you guys. You see that torsion bar on these guys in that classic yellow and that classic design. It wasn't too long into the 90s that they started playing around with some kind of crossover torsion, and that bar itself had gone and been replaced with other things with different torque and stuff like that. But this classic yellow torsion bar on these shoes brings back a lot of memories. Love to see it on shoes. And here's another one of those pictures showing you the left foot with a red torsion bar in there instead of that classic OG yellow torsion bar on the right foot. So another place to finish up this video where you can see that difference between the left and the right shoes. We're not seeing that so much on social media and the internet and places like that. This left shoe is kind of being kept under wraps. So it's good for me to be able to bring that to you guys today and show you something new that maybe you didn't know about. Those, especially the torsion bar, the midfoot, and the tongues, three major places. And I forgot to mention the insoles. Might as well have a quick peek at the insoles here, and you'll be able to see the branding going on in there. They've got a sort of extra hit of branding going on the inside of the insoles of these guys. So all in all, that's pretty much everything to do with these shoes. I hope you appreciated it, but I also hope you can hit us up with comments down below and let us know about drop dates and what you know about this shoe. Because being out here in Tokyo, Japan, sometimes I don't quite get the information I want to be getting. And this one, April the 12th to May the 16th. No, it's March the 12th to April the 16th. Man, that's a huge window to aim for. And I'd love it if you could shrink it down and let us know the drop date a bit better than I've done today. So, and with that being said, it's time to sign off on this video for today. So I'm just going to say that I appreciate you guys checking out the content. And the thing I say at the end of every single video, which is I do this every single day. And that means you are guaranteed to see me tomorrow.